𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐢 has been missing since February 26, 2025. Melissa left home on February 26th like she always does. She hugged her mom, said, "I love you," and left with just her purse and jeans. She told her mom she'd see her later, but hasn't been seen since.
Authorities believe that a woman found dead outside her wrecked vehicle on White Mountain on Sunday is a Green River woman who's been missing for more than 2 months.
All right, fam, today has finally arrived. We are going after the cars on White Mountain. And so basically, what we got here is, we've talked a lot, we've coordinated a lot with law enforcement and the Bureau of Land Management, Rock Springs Grazing Association, Aggie Grazing. A lot of the agencies have come together here. We just, wanted to get permission, find the best way of doing things. We've coordinated with the people, pretty much everybody involved. Let me give you a little backstory of this situation. Back in the end of February, there was a lady that went missing here in Sweetwater County, Rock Springs, Green River area, and basically, it was just a missing person. Nobody was sure, what the deal was, whether she had, left of her own accord, or if something happened, all of that deal. And that went on for a couple months, through March, through April. And then towards the end of April, there was a car discovered on the face of White Mountain. After the snow had melted off, there were some dirt bikers that went through, and they discovered the car. I'm not sure exactly what all transpired on that side of it, because part of the police side of it, but they discovered the car. It turned out to be her car, and she had perished in an automobile accident, and had been undiscovered up on the mountain. So after that happened, we do a lot of work for the BLM and most of the agencies, and we had discussions with the detectives a little bit, Bureau of Land Management, about recovering the car and bringing some closure to the family. The car is in a heck of a spot. It is approximately 1,000 feet away from the top of the rim of the mountain, and about 430 plus feet of elevation change between the top of the mountain where we're going to be and where the car is. The car's in pretty good shape considering the circumstances. I don't think it's going to be too bad of a recovery. There is another car there that was dumped off the mountain in probably the 1980s, and we're going to recover that one as well. We're going to use it as a test run for the equipment, our rigging, our setup, and just to kind of get a feel for how everything's going to come out of there before we actually go after her car, which is about 100 feet away from the first car. It's probably one of the largest, well, it's definitely the largest job we've done to date for coordination. On the coordination side of it, we've had to coordinate, with multiple agencies, multiple people. We're going to have 3 recovery trucks up there, 2 main recovery trucks that are going to be doing the pulling, which is the Dodge Wrecker and the new 6x6. And then we're going to have Ray up there with his truck Redneck, kind of helping, and more of a support and safety vehicle, like to catch it in case something happens or rigging breaks. We don't want to lose this thing back down the mountain. It is steep terrain. It's going to be hard to maneuver. It's just not the easiest thing we've done. When I asked the detectives originally, what are their thoughts on how we get it out before I'd ever looked at it, their response was helicopter, and that could be a thing. But a helicopter large enough to pick up a car at 7,000-8,000 feet of elevation is a large helicopter. I think we can recover this without a problem. We're just being overly cautious, and I think we can recover this without a problem with the equipment we have. But it is always an option and a possibility. We went up and scouted it, as you've seen in the previous video. And, you know, formed a plan, decided that, you know, and originally we thought, you know, it may be better to go out the bottom. And really, there's no place to put our equipment. Everything's at risk. And it would be a harder situation, a way more technical pull. It would take a lot longer than just going out the top. So we worked with everybody involved and decided that out the top, you know, coming up the hill is better. You know, we'll see how it goes. So, you know, kind of the main objective here is to look, we're gonna get this car off the mountain right now to help the family out, for one, for two, to keep people from going up and trying to look at it. You know, we don't want the mess. We don't want the environmental side of it either. We're not charging for this at all because, you know, we want to be able to let the family grieve and let everybody, you know, put this behind them, or, you know, like start to heal, I guess is the best way of putting it. Right now I'm headed out. I have Devin behind me, my ways back. He had to run out and grab the SD card for the other camera. Megan headed out in the Dodge Wrecker to go pick up Callie. It's the girl's last day of school, and Callie did her stuff, so now she's, you know, done with school for this year. She'll be a senior next year, so that'll be good. Callie's gonna come up and help. Chevelle's holding down the fort at the yard, or helping with stuff at the yard in case there's problems. Like I said, Devin's gonna be up there with us at least until 2 or so, maybe, you know, he's gonna come help for a while. We got Tyrone's supposed to come out and help. We got Ray and Redneck. We may have one of his friends coming out too. We got Aaron in the 6x6. We may be joined by Stetson later, depending on how this goes. What else is there? I think we should have a fair amount of help. We got Megan, like I said. I think it should be good. Our BLM agent should be out. We'll be out later. He wants to come out and see. We may have some law enforcement out there as well. Just kind of depends. We kind of kept it really quiet on what we're recovering and what we're doing, just so we didn't end up with a bunch of a big audience, I guess is the best way of putting it. You know, it's important to, you know, get this out there, do it quietly. We don't want to draw a lot of attention. We don't want to make a big spectacle of this because, you know, with all the equipment, it's going to be kind of a spectacle, and you can see us. We'll be up on top of the mountain. All right, fam, we just turned off onto the dirt road. It is very washboarded, and this rollback ride's really rough. So we got, I think, 4 miles down this dirt road till we get up to where we need to start rigging up and getting set up. So I'll bring you back in when we get there. I don't know if there's really a lot to see out here. It's just sagebrush and rolling hills. So we'll bring you back in when there's something to see. All right, fam, we just rolled up here. We're gonna get it scoped out, figure out where we're gonna stage stuff, and we're gonna move on from there. So here we go. Let's see what we got. So this is the saddle. Okay. I think she went off up at that point. We're gonna have to stage probably somewhere right over in here and pull up diagonally. But we scouted it. It's cliffy all the way from that point to about the second point right here, I think. It's a big production we got going on here. Yeah, a lot of cool. Everybody kind of packed right up. Megan should be along. She was taking the Yellowstone Road. Yeah. It is right there.
Yeah, you barely can see it.
It doesn't look bad pulling from like right here-ish or thereabouts.
So right now we're gearing up to unwinch the truck so Devin and John can go off the side of the mountain when we get up.
Well, so for coordination side of it, I'm going to be the master on that. You get one of these. You get one of these. You get one of these. And then,
like Oprah, everybody gets one.
I guess Megan gets one of these.
Since when?
Huh?
Since when? No, you guys need one.
Well, we all have them.
Who am I talking to?
Devin's going to be with me. So, okay. Now back to the class on these radios. The people that haven't used them before, when you flip this down, you hear it do that and you can hear me talk.
Right.
If you flip it up,
It shuts everything off.
it shuts the mic off. You can still hear people, but it shuts the mic off. So anything you say while it's down, everybody's
going to hear it.
Everybody's going to hear it. Which is not a bad thing, but it can get annoying. I guess me and Devin are going to go down with the cable. We're going to try and pull the Renault first, and with just this one, and see how it goes. It should be light enough. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Okay with this one.
If we need to, we'll rig up the Dodge or Ray's truck and run another cable.
Do you think this is long enough, or are we gonna have to run an
Oh,
extension?
that should be long enough. That's 1,200 feet.
So we wouldn't have to stop and unhook and.
My guess is, or my measuring on ArY&x from here to there is maximum of 1,000 feet.
Okay.
It's probably closer to 850, 870.
So we shouldn't have to unhook and take off extensions.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll give us an idea of how it pulls up the mountain, how everything works on that one.
Okay.
It should be good, but if we need to, we can do that. I shouldn't need �ґ𝐸𝐺's. I think what I'm going to do is just take a soft shackle or two down with me and soft shackle that to the car or to the.
Well, once we get the line down there, we can zip line stuff down. It just put enough tension to get it to slide down.
Yeah.
Zip line shut down.
Basically, if anybody sees something wrong, say something. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Well, I shouldn't have it.
But the problem is we're gonna be relying on the radios a bunch because we can't see off the cliff.
Yep.
So when we get to the cliff, then it's gonna cliff.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
gonna be a problem. Megan's gonna coordinate up here between everybody when we get to the Cadillac, but Ray and Tyrone will be around or able to be around for this one as well too.
So who's gonna be where?
Me and Devin are gonna be down with the cars.
Yes.
And then we're gonna follow the car up.
Who's we're gonna?
Me and Devin, because we're down there.
So Devin
are the only two down there.
You're running this
Yeah, I
right?
know, but where's everybody else with the headphones gonna be?
On the first car, Tyrone and Ray can be up here. They can be wherever.
Wandering around on their feet?
Rigging just
Yeah.
out of the way of the cable.
Yeah.
Who's sitting in a truck?
Aaron. Is
Aaron's running this truck.
All right.
My truck's there if we
Are
need
you
to
staying
hook to it
right
or
where
anything.
you're staying put?
I'll be probably over there on the edge watching and seeing if I can help and do anything different.
Basically, this is just a test run to see how the car is going to come up this way.
And visual will be gone at the.
There'll be some points in time where you may not be able to see the car or us.
Well, maybe if you were wearing a safety vest.
No, because like the drop off, it goes off and then
Yeah.
drops down steep. Where it drops down steep, you aren't able to see past.
So that would be the only time.
If you need a safety vest, you can take this one.
I've got
hoodie.
more in the truck.
I think this is a very unsafe situation.
As long as we're good with where we're at, as long as we have communication, if it comes down to it and I lose comms or something, I can always call. I got my phone with me.
Don't do nothing if you can't see somebody.
And so, yeah, me and Devin will be able to say, okay,
Or
yeah,
if
winch
you can't
in,
communicate or
don't
see.
winch in, you know, like stop, go, that sort of deal. Like I'm not going to tell them to start winching unless I see Devin's clear. We're going to try and come up with the car. And if we stay even with the car coming up.
Like you guys.
Beside it.
Yeah, beside
Not
it.
underneath it.
Yeah, like
I get
on
it.
the hillside.
Gotta take a couple
no.
Gotta take a couple of straps then and put it on the car to where you guys can walk away from it. But, and that way when it starts pulling in,
If
you guys
something
can
breaks
pull
and the
it
car
down.
heads off, we want to be
Away from it.
we want to be at the break point
Everything, like,
because then everything will head two separate directions.
Yep.
Because it's
And
not
so
just
if we're at the point of break,
conversation.
then it will go one will go up, one will go down,
Yeah.
and we'll be safe right where we're at.
As long as
Do
you guys are
not be
beside it, you're
under
fine.
the downhill side of that car at all.
Yeah,
Ever.
and we don't want to be over the uphill side of the cable.
You don't want to be in front of it either.
Yeah.
You want to be beside it.
So that's the thing. This thing goes really slow, or can go really slow, and even at fast, it's still pretty slow, which is really good.
Slow and steady is going to be the
Yeah.
way we do this.
It
We
should
should
be
have
really
brought the turtle. And named this the turtle.
good. The turtle doesn't have a good emergency brake.
Right.
But if we need to, we can always chain off stuff to other stuff. That's why we have all the trucks and equipment.
We better not be in an emergency situation. That would not be good.
No.
For anybody.
Now this is not a bad pull. We got a ton of equipment. We have a ton of rigging. We have
more than one guy.
We have 3 times
That
the amount of
could
rigging.
be an emergency.
We have 3 times the amount of rigging we should need. And head down.
All right. I'll leave the truck off so you guys tell me how rigged up.
All right, everybody hear me? Megan, you look.
You know, they say it's easier going downhill than uphill. I can believe that. It's killing me to go down. Just imagine what it's like for me to get back up. At least the tension's tight enough now to where I can finally hold on. Yeah. That's where we're going down. Oh, shit.
All that
all the way
that
down
big
there.
sagebrush
You can't
was
see
where the
it,
car
but
first went through. That's where he's at right
he's kinda
now.
like down in there. I'm not sure. You probably can't see him from here. Definitely not, but he's down there and he's in eye view. Dad just gave a clearing and we're good on cable. Yeah. So we're losing communication down the hill to where my dad's at, so we're gonna make a daisy chain of communication down the mountain. So Dad's all the way down there, Mom's somewhere behind the cliff, Ray's gonna come somewhere down in the middle, Cameron's right here, Aaron's over there, that way then we can get communication going better. Yeah. It's getting,
something goes bad, I can get to you and you can get to him.
we're getting started. Firing up the truck, getting ready to winch it back up. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go.
Don't fall.
See them soft shackles?
Careful.
All right, I'm gonna go 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜 for a minute, just so I can get this hooked up, and then I'll be back.
Bingo.
I have to hook this somewhere where I can get it back off once we flip it.
Are you trying to flip it over?
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna slide.
It's stuck in there.
I saw. Oh.
We're gonna see. All right. You're all right where you're at. I just me being down in the ravine. You can't hear me. We are clear to give it a little pull. Yeah.
Step.
Oh, we just broke.
Yeah, I was gonna say step back.
Yeah,
that thing ain't gonna hold it.
So what I had it hooked to broke. So we're gonna have to go up, find the cable, and then pull it back down. Are we free spooled up top? I had it hooked on the transportation eye. Right out there.
Careful, it's steep there. Natural.
That's good there. Good there. The sock shaft wasn't bad. It's just I had it hooked on that transportation eye, hoping to flip it in for him. And it didn't hold. So well, this thing's just unibody, and so the front's buried into the ravine, so I kind of need the back end to pick up. So I think I'm gonna go around the axle. We may or may not rip that out. I'm just not sure once I get it hooked to the axle. If we do, it'll be okay there.
How do you feel, John?
It's gonna be a long day.
Think I'm gonna make my job by 5?
I'd be surprised, but you can head out when you need to. tension up on the car now. Yeah.
That's gonna pull that axle off.
We'll see.
Watch yourself. It's yeah. Whew.
Maybe. Rip both struts out.
How long has that car been buried here?
30 years.
Yeah.
Let Aaron know if he feels like he's putting too much tension on it, then
Probably.
no, please rough the cable. Well, that screwed us. We broke the cable.
Stu dug in.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Oh, broke off the
Like
spool.
right at the spool? And basically what happens is it was going to be our test. We figured it was going to be light and not a big deal. It turns out it was full of dirt. And the roof was not collapsed like I thought it was. And so it was just a whole car full of dirt, upside down. And so we tried to do a test pull on it, and basically it ripped the tie point off on where we had it hooked. And then we re-rigged again around the rear axle, and it ended up breaking a cable. And so we broke the cable, and then it was a big scramble to try and get the cable patch back together and, you know, try and figure out what our plan was going to be. So in order to make sure we could get 1,200 feet of cable on the drum, we used a smaller cable diameter than what we probably should have. And in hindsight, we learned a few things on the job. We weren't too worried about it. We were going to let the cable run on the tail roll of the tail roll truck. And the problem is somewhere along the lines they'd added another plate to the bed of the truck, and so it wasn't really rubbing on the tail roll. Well, it was, but it was also rubbing on the plate that they put on, which was causing stress on the cable, which was allowing it to snap. We didn't figure this out till a little bit later in the video, but that's kind of what happened. Is, you know, the harder we pulled, it would rub on this plate, and then it would snap a cable. After we realized that we couldn't pull the Renault, we switched directions and decided to try and pull the Cadillac to see how that was going to work. We weren't quite sure at this point how well it was going to work. We hadn't tried pulling on the Cadillac. We didn't know how well or how hard it was in the ravine, but we figured we would try it, and that's what we are getting ready to do here. So, as you can see, the Renault's still in the ravine. It's still in the ravine to this day. We ended up leaving it up there. The Bureau of Land Management wasn't worried about it. The Cadillac was our main objective, and we wanted to make sure to get that out. All right.
Careful. I got you.
Still got a lot of slack over there to come over, but just starting to get to the
So
car.
we're getting ready to rinse that down to my parents. It's an extra surprise and some water.
Try to watch that back zip line down.
Okay. And then they decided that the other car was too hard to get, so they're gonna try to go through this Cadillac. The bag is ziplining down it. You can't see it, but
It just got stuck in that tall sagebrush between us.
I got caught in some sagebrush.
No, I just moved that bag.
It's so far away you can't see it.
So
At least you could, but we
better.
could. The car has finally peeked through. It's kind of like down in that corner right in there. It's really hard to pick up on the camera, but I'll record it anyway to tell you that we can see the car from the mountain now, because before you couldn't see it from the mountain, but now you officially can see it from the mountain. And this has slowed out. Definitely a lot of tension within the winch, but it's making its way up here. Slowly but surely. I'll just back up to you guys when it's like more visible, I think.
Alright fam, at about this point is when we broke the cable the second time. It was a rough day. So we were going to re-rig up and add the Dodge in for a second line. That way we don't overpower it. This is where we figured out why the cable was breaking also. So the guys revamped the top side, and it was about, I don't know, like 3 hours I think is what it took to re-rig everything and send the second line down and get everything ready, get the Dodge in place, get it all rigged up. And so I think this is a good spot to end this video for this, for this week. And then we'll do the finish up video next week on getting the Cadillac all the way to the top. So at this point we've been on the mountain I've been on the face of the mountain since 11. It's about, I think, 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. And so I'd been on the mountain for about 3 hours, I believe, at the beginning, when we broke the cable the second time. And so we'll come back in next week with the final video of the recovery, and we'll go from there. So make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, that way you get notifications on when the next video comes out. As always, thank you guys for watching. We couldn't do this without you, so thanks for watching.